This lab will give you hands-on practice creating an invoice. For this lab, open the file called landworks_invoices_lab. And this invoice will be for installing a fountain and installing drip irrigation. We'll start by clicking Create Invoices on the home page. Then choose the customer. We'll choose Emma Woodhouse, and she happens to be a family friend. For the class, let's choose Fountain Installation. Okay, everything here looks good to me, and we won't enter a PO number because there's no purchase order associated with this invoice. So now we're ready to enter line items. So click in the item field and choose the first item, which is Fountain Installation. And this took 14 hours, so type 14 in the quantity column and press Tab. And QuickBooks has updated the amount. In addition to the fountain, this customer wants drip irrigation installed. So click in the item column and choose Install Drip Irrigation. This took 3 hours, so enter 3 in the quantity column and press Tab. And for this one, change the class because it's not fountain installation, it's garden maintenance. Next, we'll need to add the drip irrigation supplies used to install the drip irrigation. So go to the item column and choose the drip irrigation kit. Click in the quantity column and type 3. Now let's add a subtotal and apply a discount to the subtotaled items. So let's say you want to discount the first 2 service items, but not the drip irrigation kit. First, we'll need to insert a line in order to insert the subtotal. So right-click in the irrigation kit row and choose Insert Line. And in the item column, choose Subtotal, which is down here. And now we need to insert another line in order to insert the discount. So right-click in the irrigation kit row, Insert Line, and choose Family Discount. And the family discount is 12%, and QuickBooks has calculated the discount for you. Normally, when you use a discount item, it applies the discount to the line immediately above it. But since we've added a subtotal, the discount applies to the subtotal. This way, you can discount more than one line item. For any items you don't want to discount, enter those below the discount item. Before we save, I want to point out these 2 checkboxes, Print Later and Email Later. And these come from the customer's preferred send method. And these options put the invoice in the printing or emailing queue. When you're ready to print or email, you would go to the File menu and choose Print Forms, Invoices, or Send Forms for the email. But we won't do that now, and we'll just click Save and Close. So I think it's important to know what goes on behind the scenes. So let's take a look at the chart of accounts. And let's double-click Accounts Receivable. And there you'll see the invoice in the Accounts Receivable account. And it stays there until you actually receive the payment. So let's close this. And before showing you some of the other accounts, let's take a look at the items that were on the invoice. So let's go to the List menu and choose Item List. Double-click Fountain Installation. And here you'll see that the income account associated with this item is Landscaping Services, Design Services. Cancel and double-click Install Drip Irrigation, and the income account is Landscaping Services, Landscape Maintenance. Okay, cancel this and close the item list. Now back to the chart of accounts. Scroll a bit until you see the income accounts and double-click Design Services. And we'll need to change the date, so choose this fiscal year. And there you'll see the income from the fountain installation from the invoice you just created. Let's close this and open the landscape maintenance account and change the date to this fiscal year. And there you'll see the income from the drip irrigation installation. Close this. And let's open the sales tax payable account. And you can see there's the invoice and the sales tax that was paid on that invoice. Let's close this and go to the discounts account and change the date range to this fiscal year. And you'll see the discount that QuickBooks calculated. The amount is a negative amount because it reduces your income. So let's close that and close the chart of accounts. So that was amusing. I love tracking down transactions like that. Okay, that's it for this lab.